a simple fact. Nobody beats Mr. Perfect.
Hey, Curt Hennig fans. Hello and welcome to another episode of Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. I am your host, Steph. This is episode 33. Today on our Perfect Podcast, we're going to watch along to Curt's match with Bret Hart at King of the Ring, 1993. I love this match because it was a babyface versus babyface match, even though I think Curt should have won. I also will add Curt's interview after the match. I also want to give an update for some bonus content coming soon. I'm going to be doing a Rick Rude's match with the Warrior at WrestleMania 5, where Rick wins the IC belt. Look for that bonus content coming soon. But before we start, please join me on my YouTube and Rumble channels, where if you like what you hear, you can subscribe, comment, like, and share so we can grow these channels. The links for both will be in the description field below this video. I would like to give a shout out and a thank you to my paid patron supporter, Charlie Brown Politics. Thank you, Charlie, for your support. If you too would like to support my channel for as low as $1 a month, please click the link in the description field below this video to become a paid patron supporter. You will also get your name read on the show. For $3 a month, you will get your name read on the show and you will get to ask me a question which I will read and answer. For $5 a month, you get all this plus an exclusive behind the scenes of how I do my show and also a blooper reel. Because trust me, I screw up a lot. For $10, you get all this and access to a live patron show where you can learn more about me. So please click the link in the description field below the video to sign up today. Please help me to reach 100 follows on Rumble. All links will be in the description field below these videos. You can now follow me on Locals for free. If you would like to support the show, you can now for just $2 a month. Thank you for your support. Okay, guys, and we're back. So this week we're going to do, for episode 33, we're definitely going to go over the King of the Ring match. So this is another Bret versus Curt. I think this might have been up there with the match from 91. Though, I don't think Curt hurt his back. I don't think his back was bothering as much, because he was still wrestling and he will go on to wrestle after King of the Ring. So I'm not sure about that, but, someone check me on that. But this was a good match. Like I said, I think it definitely, I think Curt should have won it and then eventually he would go on to face Yokozuna. So I think that, excuse me, there are the things that just didn't line up, especially for Curt. But we are going to also see the interview afterwards that they have with Curt. And it's just like, how do you feel now that you lost the King of the Ring? He's like, really? I mean, if I were him, I'd be upset, that I didn't win. They did have at the end where he kind of congratulates Bret and offers his hand, but that's because he was in the middle of that babyface run, and as a babyface, you still had to kind of congratulate the other babyface. These matches did happen, though very rarely was it babyface versus babyface. And I would also like to go over his match with Mr. Hughes, though Mr. Hughes didn't really know how to work, so I think Curt just tried to make him look good. Kind of made him, look like a star. And that was just Curt, Also, I do want to, as I said in the beginning, I am going to do more Rick Rude content, because I'm doing a lot of Bret Hart stuff that has to do with Curt. But I do want to do, like I said, I'm going to do his WrestleMania 5 because I think that's a high point of his career in the WWF. It was a high point for him because he got the belt. So look out for that content. It will be coming soon. This is April 3rd that I'm recording this. So we're way ahead. So, but I just want to let everyone know that there will be content for Ric Flair. Ric Flair? Oh. No, I'm not doing anything with Ric Flair. Sorry, guys. I don't like that dude. Rick Rude, excuse me. like I said, we're just going to watch along just for a little special content. We're just going to watch along to his little, WrestleMania show. It's just going to be kind of like this, where we're talking about King of the Ring and stuff, and we're just going to watch along. Because I think that, to get Rick in there, for all my Rick Rude fans, that's kind of nice, we'll see the high points. I do want to also go over, when he was Curt's manager in WCW, even though that wasn't really a match for him. It was more like he was just the manager for Curt. But I do, when I go over, Uncensored, which is another Bret Hart match and Curt Hennig match, this time Rick is at ringside and he helps Curt. Of course he helps Curt. But they were all friends and they all hung out together. So will be, bonus material. So look for that for all you Rick Rude fans out there. It will be coming out soon. I just need time to record it, obviously, so we can, watch along to what we're doing. The King of the Ring match, I think, was 25 minutes, so it may be quite a long time. It may not be. If I remember correctly, every time I watched the match, I was kind of like, ooh, even if, I don't think Curt was having back spasms, though he was still having back issues. And he had them for most of 92 and 93 when he came back. So that could have been some of the reason I know, what he kind of disappeared after SummerSlam 93. And that's because, I'm sure he was having back issues and problems. So, he needed a break. We all need a break sometimes, I have 4 jobs and yet I still find time for my son. So, we all need a break from something. But I have to tell you that having these, podcasts is wonderful. And I'm I'm a better person because of it. So if you can check us out, Pro Wrestling Talk, that is Saturdays, usually at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be, like I said, this is, April 3rd, so we will be recording, we will be reviewing, there's a little switch this week. We will be reviewing WrestleMania, since it is WrestleMania weekend, so it'll actually be Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time instead of Saturday. So, like I said, this episode will probably already be out, but just for the viewing audience, there's a little bit of a switch there. But what I do want to talk about is 4/20 is my birthday. I'm not making that up. April 20th is my birthday. There will be a special Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm not sure which episode it will be, but it will be coming out as soon as I can get it. From Angel, of course, and I will put it on my channel. We are supposed to be having, or I'm trying to get Kit Cabello on my show. Well, it's not my show, it's Angel's, but our show. We're trying to get him on our show, and it's we're just going to talk about, anything and everything on 4/20, since it is my birthday and I will be turning 39 years old. No, I'm not. I'm turning 38. I'm making myself older than I am. I'm sorry. I'll be turning 38 years old. I don't want to make myself older. No. 38 years old. I'll be 38 years old on 4/20. And it is a Saturday, so, look for that episode, Pro Wrestling Talk, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on every Saturday, except for this week. We will be on Friday to review WrestleMania. But, going back to the King of the Ring match, like I said, I definitely just think that, Curt should have won that match. So, and like I was saying in previous episodes, I just think that, they should have given Curt a chance. That's what I had wished for him. If he could, do it over again, is to get that chance to be the heavyweight champion. And again, him and Bret could have passed the belt around. that's just what I thought about it, you know. But, of course, what do I know, right? Alright, so, enough of my talking. I'm gonna get everything together, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Okay, guys, so if you want to go to Peacock, I'm at 56:11, so we're just gonna finish the end of the match. We're gonna do Bret and Curt's their interview that they do before the match, and then we're gonna do Curt's interview after the match. So join me on Peacock. You want to go to King of the Ring. It's season 1, season 1, episode 1, of course. You know, they have them all split up. So the first King of the Ring ever to go on was in 1993. So I'm at 56:11. So when I hit, play, you're going to hit play. If there's any music, I'll just have to turn it down. But for right now, there's like no music playing. So here we go. We're going to go to a fun little interview between Curt and Bret. And I think this is a good one. So here we go. Please press play now.
Will be determined between Bret the Hitman Hart and Mr. Perfect. I understand standing by live with those two athletes, our colleague, Mean Gene Okerlund. With me at this time, Mr. Perfect and Bret the Hitman Hart. Both of these men have advanced to the semifinal round. Gentlemen, before we talk about that, let me reiterate. Neither Tatanka nor Lex Luger are going to be advancing to the semifinal round. Bam Bam Bigelow was to have met the winner of that match.
Curt looks
However,
so good.
He gets a pass. He gets a bye. And
so intense.
The finals to meet either you, Bret Hart, or you, Mr. Perfect. Before we talk about that particular matchup, Bret Hart, did you not say earlier on that you would prefer to wrestle Mr. Perfect over Mr. Hughes, and why?
Well, I just wanted to wrestle Mr. Perfect because I have more respect for his wrestling.
You think
ability.
he's an easier opponent than Mr. Hughes would be?
No, that's not what I said.
Wait a minute.
I
I mean, is that what you said? I think you probably kind of intimated that,
Well,
really.
you maybe took it the wrong way. What I meant is that I respect Mr. Perfect's wrestling ability, and I'd like to go in there and have a wrestling
Wait, no,
match.
you said you prefer the endurance as to the size and strength of Mr. Hughes. Is that what you said?
No, I didn't. I
You
said
don't
that.
think you could have got by Mr. Hughes, what you're saying?
No, I think very well I could get past Mr. Hughes. The fact that I think I can get past you. But the thing is,
Gentlemen, just a second here.
Yeah, I think the wrong guy won here. And I have no animosity towards Bret Hart. I respect Bret, but I just think that,
But did the two of them ever meet? I'm very curious.
Yeah, they met. My dad beat his dad.
Your dad never beat my dad. Hey, I remember SummerSlam, Hart. I owe you. And tonight I'm going to pay back. And don't ever say your dad could beat my dad because he couldn't on his best day. Hey, does this King of the Ring, just a second, does this King of the Ring mean that much to both of you? Is it going to be a scientific match, or you're going to throw the rule book out the window? I'll tell you something. My style has never changed. I'll do what I have to win, because why, I am a winner. Hey, Bret, you weren't at SummerSlam.
Oh.
Are you suggesting...
Look, all I'm saying is the King of the Ring is the most important thing in the world to me right now, and I am going to win.
All right, very good. I thank you, gentlemen. Let me put it this way.
Okay, so we're going to have to turn it down because it does have music here. But yeah, like, I like this interview because I think it really shows that they, unfortunately I can't do the audio because they're playing Bret's music, but, Mr. Perfect has a great, interview here. You can keep your volume up. I'm just going to have to turn it down. So, such beautiful eyes, Curt. Such beautiful eyes. Okay. So here we go. Here's the match. Again, they're going to play Bret Hart's music, so I'm going to keep it down. You can keep yours up. Like I said, I just don't want to get any copyright strikes here. So here we go. Here comes out. Bret's coming out now. And like I said, I just would have loved to have seen Curt go on to win. Like I said, in my heart of hearts, I do think that Curt could have carried the company, and him and Bret could have taken turns, giving the belt back and forth, just like him and Ric Flair had done, in '92 when Curt was still, hurt with his back. So here comes Curt, Mr. Perfect, of course. Yeah, here comes Mr. Perfect. Of course, I'm going to keep it down, but you can keep it up because of the, the music. And this is right in the middle of Curt's babyface run. They kind of did have Mr. Perfect as a heel, though he does kind of like, shake, Bret Hart's hand at the end of this match. I love the black and the blue. You look so good, Curt. You look good. And like I said, this is a babyface versus babyface match. So, you have two great competitors here who, they know what they're doing. They're second generation. So.
Gentlemen, I notice
okay.
the left hand of Mr. Perfect, he may have sustained maybe a dislocated finger or two. His hand,
You mean the Hitman?
The Hitman, I meant the Hitman, I'm sorry.
Well, get it right. I'm going to have to...
I didn't notice that until he just pointed that out.
Remember Razor Ramon stomped his hand twice, each hand?
Yep.
And Bret Hart comes back out with his hand to take.
And Curt took out Mr. Hughes. It was like no contest. Mr. Hughes was a football player. The dude couldn't wrestle. Curt made him look like $1 million.
And their fathers were big, brawling, rough, power wrestlers. And these two men are so technically sound, it's amazing. I'll tell you what, Bobby, he didn't...
Ouch. I got some rope burn there, Bret.
When I picked Mr. Perfect is because remember that the Hitman beat Mr. Perfect with a sharpshooter a couple of SummerSlams ago for the Intercontinental title.
That's right. You're right about that.
Right, but that's because his back was messed up, and he was asked to do that.
Bret the Hitman Hart defeated Mr. Perfect in a match that could have gone either way to win the Intercontinental title. And it's interesting here, if this match would go a time limit, or if both men were disqualified, counted out, what have you, then Bam Bam Bigelow would be the king of the ring.
No, they couldn't have that. Though I think, like I said, I think Curt should have won, beaten Bam Bam Bigelow, and away you go.
Another count into the head scissor by Mr. Perfect.
Boy, those moves are crisp, they're sharp, they're fast.
Because they're both second generation, guys.
Back then, when Mr. Perfect lost to the Hitman for the Intercontinental title, weren't you doing business with Mr. Perfect then? And is that the reason he lost?
Well, he had the coach with him, yeah. Because Bobby had gone to broadcasting.
I couldn't be at ringside. Never mind.
You adversely affected his career, and the smartest thing he ever did was to get rid of you. This is a classy match.
I'll tell you who I'm going to pick. I'm going to have to go with Bam Bam because he got the bye.
Who are you picking in this match? Not a clean break. What a knife edge. What a knife edge. You can hear the impact of that.
Ouch.
Irish whip reverse far side.
Oh boy, not the back, please.
Mr. Perfect counters. But
Ah. Okay. Bret, watch the back, please.
Now with that bye.
Sure, gives him more rest. He got more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in the sold-out Nutter Center, the heartland of America. We're in Dayton, Ohio, and we're so happy that you're with us. Both men trying to gain an advantage here. This is the semifinals in the King of the Ring competition. The winner moves into the finals to take on Bam Bam Bigelow, who is getting
A breather. I still think Curt should have won.
Re-energize himself. These guys, Mr. Perfect and the Hitman, have already had one match, and this is a big test for both these guys.
I'll tell you right now, I don't think Bam Bam is sitting back relaxing.
Oh, good move there. Look at this. He's got his hook, boy.
No.
And a near fall. Great move. Side headlock takeover. Almost a quick pin right there for the Hitman over Mr. Perfect.
I believe Bam Bam, someplace in this building, or on a monitor, or in his dressing room, is watching this match. If you don't sit back and kick back, you better watch what's going on.
I'd say you're right on that. He's got a chance.
Go, Mr. Perfect, go. Go, Mr. Perfect, go. Curt gets no love.
Tell you what, he's looking for injuries just like the Hitman right now. He's got tape over those fingers just like it could be a dislocated finger or whatever.
Well, if Mr. Perfect stepped on his fingers, but I don't think you're going to see that. That's not how Mr. Perfect rolled. I mean, if it would help him, yes, but...
Hitman, Bret Hart. And crossbody press. But he couldn't hook the lug hole. Bret the Hitman Hart right out here by us. And back up on the apron.
Oh.
Deep into the midsection. The Hitman, Bret Hart, up and over the top. 1, 2, yo. Near fall.
But he didn't hook the shoulders, though.
Side headlock. Oh, Bret Hart is utilizing that side headlock takeover.
What's funny is Bobby kind of sounds like he's for Mr. Perfect, Even though, like, they spent most of the year hating each other. Pulled the hair.
No stranger to pulling hair. I'll tell you something. Perfect. I mean, Bret Hart is not going to win this match with a headlock. I know Perfect. He's not bright, but he's not a quitter. He's a
Hey, watch it.
probably the best. He's peaked.
Watch it, Heenan.
Realize right now that you got a 30-minute time limit, so I'm not criticizing these guys for going for covers right now. Guaranteed in that first round, 15 minutes, you had to be quick. You had to try to be thorough.
Oh, I caught him on the ropes. Mr. Perfect. As we discussed, the stakes in this one so very, very high. You gotta believe that the King of the Ring will be the #1 contender for the WWF title.
That's why I'm saying we should have had, Curt Hennig or Mr. Perfect.
Just like I do, and he wants to be King of the Ring, and if he can take an advantage by
Even if Bret had gotten it back, next year.
he's proved it already.
Standing dropkick. What a great athletic move.
SummerSlam could have been Curt and Yokozuna, and Curt would be the champion. Hello. Yes, please. Take the other one.
Well, Perfect said in the interview he'll do anything to win, and so will Bret Hart. And you talk about having a salty past, so does Bret the Hitman Hart. Salt, pepper, Tabasco, anything you want, they'll do. Look at this.
His left hand, fingers taped up there. Again, we speculated on the severity of the injury.
Well, because he's a babyface. Remember, Curt is a babyface now. So, of course, he's not going to do the heel thing and keep him out of the ring and kick him. Again, Curt was in the middle of his babyface run here. Oh, boy, that looked like that hurt.
What impact.
I don't think so, because Curt and Bret took good care of each other. Oh, okay, no thanks.
Thunderous top.
No, thank you.
From Mr. Perfect. Stiff kicks right to the head.
Talking about aggressive, Mr. Perfect is aggressive.
Big time knee lift. Found its mark. And he's going to the cover here. Hooks the far leg. And an air fall by Mr. Perfect. And he's got to be careful. You certainly do not want to be disqualified here as he buries the kick. And again, Bret Hart kicked all the way outside. Hart has spent a considerable amount of time, Randy, on the outside in this matchup.
I think the scientific wrestling match that we were looking forward to is now officially gone.
Oh, come on. Oh, jeez.
Top. It's flesh.
That was a heck of a chop. Oh, jeez.
And now Hart's face smacked against the ring apron. Bret Hart, the Hitman, in big trouble.
Listen to these people. You know, I'll tell you something. If Perfect wins this match and if he becomes King of the Ring and apologizes to me, I consider handling him again.
No thanks.
Be low on his list of priorities. Right by him, the Hitman wobbly on the apron.
Oh, boy, here comes the... Oi.
Right over here, in the steel, and it is the six.
But Bret knew how to take those kind of bumps. He fell right in the cooler. I don't think anybody wants that cooler now. He just had Bret Hart's behind in it.
Oh, no.
I think it's his right knee now.
Hey, if he
No, but he can sell like the Dickens.
Mr. Perfect just stopped the count for some reason. I don't know if he knows that he did that or not. Certainly it's not out of kindness for the Hitman. He's proved that he's as vicious as anybody here. I bet he broke his knee. He hit that steel.
No, I don't think he broke his knee.
Bret the Hitman Hart riding in pain.
I think he's a good seller, though.
You know one thing about Perfect.
A heck of a seller, just like Curt was a heck of a seller.
Man to man. I don't think he wants to win it with a count out. Straight right hand.
Let me tell you, I know Perfect. Perfect will take a win any way he can get it.
That's right.
It's all about here in the WWF. You've got to
Oh, a knee lift.
Exactly.
He's got the lateral press. He's going for it. And he got 2.5. Perfect showing a little frustration. But Bret Hart will not fold his tent. He will not give up. That's got guts. Both these guys. So much guts.
Think about it. Hitman's got a hurt hand and a bad knee right now, and this is his second match. You got to think right now that Mr. Perfect has definitely got the advantage. You know, you're right, Savage. His knee and his hand.
He's taking a chance here. Mr. Perfect up top. High risk maneuver coming up. If he hits it, it could be over. Here it comes.
Oh, he used to do that in Portland.
Should be over right here. Watch Bret Hart. There you see the reason. The referee wants a count. 1, 2, 3.
Ah,
The Hitman not above taking his foot, put it over the
Oh. There's that thing that Bret would do.
He had to kick out that time. He couldn't reach the rope. This is warfare. And Parker's got to avoid the sharpshooter. And Bret Hart can never get in that situation.
I don't remember the ending of this. It's been a while since I've seen this, so I don't really remember the ending. I do remember that Curt comes in and shakes his hand. I think. Come on, Curt.
Of course they get tired, but they want to be the king of the ring. You want that gold in the World Wrestling Federation. You want your title shots. You want everything that's coming to you.
Oh, I hate that move. Even though it's one of Curt's greats. Now it's a figure four. Kind of like what Ric Flair used to do.
Slap me in the face, will you, Ross? I found myself cheering for Perfect. I don't know why.
I know. Yeah, Bobby was supposed to be against Perfect.
Look at the referee, but Perfect, he's in danger of having his legs snapped right here. I can't believe what I'm watching. What a man.
You gotta turn it over. You gotta reach the ropes. No. Turn it over. Come on, Curt.
He's almost there. He's inches away. Inches away, Randy. Inches away. The fingernail away.
No.
But the big question now.
Oh.
What kind of lasting effect did that figure four have on Mr. Perfect? Not only Mr. Perfect, but the Hitman is limited too. And remember that hand is taped. Single leg. What's he doing? Go for the sharpshooter, maybe? Sure he is.
No. He's gonna work on the leg. That's what you do as a babyface. You work on the legs.
The leg of Mr. Perfect. The one with that he's got the sharpshooter on his mind. I'm surprised after Bret Hart being heaved from the ring like he was into the steel rail onto the floor is even back in that ring under in control of the match. Bam Bam is lucky. He's already in the final.
That's it. With the other leg, he smacks him in the face.
Can you imagine the condition that I have? Whomever advances, if either do, the condition they're going to be in to meet a well-rested Bam Bam Bigelow later in this contest. It might be easy pickings for Bam Bam Bigelow no matter who he faces. Both men groggy and rightfully so. You got to admire both these men so very much. Two phenomenal athletes, and they're giving all they got.
No, here comes the hair throw. 1, 2, 3.
A double hand for the hair by Mr. Perfect, and it is getting down and dirty here. To the nitty-gritty, pal. Here we go. Come on. See what you're made of, both of you. Get up. I'll tell you what they're made of right now. These guys are two of the toughest.
Yeah, but Bobby never liked Bret Hart either.
What respect I have for both of them. You're wrong. They're probably two of the toughest men walking the face of this earth.
That's right. And they were. Because they were both second generation, came from similar backgrounds. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, guys. You know, we did the SummerSlam. Now we're going to do the King of the Ring. Ah, he's pulling his hair. Bret, get off his hair. Only I'm allowed to pull the hair. Okay, sorry. Back to the match.
That was the only move left for the Hitman. He better break that hold or he could be disqualified right here.
Whoa! Curt, are you okay? Oh no, not the leg.
It's going to be bad for Hitman. Very important because, like you said, Savage, he had a count of 5 to break it.
Ah.
He is smart. He thinks he is. He took it.
Ouchie.
There's a perfect again for the sleeper. This sold-out crowd here at the Nutter Center, looking on in awe. They're into this one. What a phenomenal matchup. In perfect game now. An unfair advantage.
And remember, they have to make sort of Mr. Perfect the heel here. Because it's a babyface versus babyface match.
The 15-minute mark in this contest. There are approximately 15 minutes remaining to time limit.
I don't believe it will go the time limit. They cannot keep up this grueling pace for another 15 minutes.
I mean, I agree. They had to have a winner.
They started out.
Unfortunately, the wrong person won. No offense, Bret.
3 broken fingers. Perfect's knee is hurt. Bret Hart's knee is hurt. I don't think there's that many parts left in them to go.
Oh, Curt, we see you talking to him. Oh.
One thing that's very, very important to remember here is that if we do not have a winner, then Bam Bam Bigelow will be the king of the ring.
You believe that he got in the back door and was the first king of the ring? That could happen. One match, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, jeez.
Man, what a form! What a form from the Hitman!
He brought that from the basement to the roof.
He brought that from the Hart family dungeon, the basement all the way to the mouth.
Have you ever been to the Hart family dungeon?
Oh, I hated that move. But Curt did it so well.
Lost the sense of where he was in the ring, and that bill cost him.
Not the hair, Bret. Not the hair.
Perfect has got to be in phenomenal amount of pain.
That's my job.
The Hitman capitalized on it. Inverted in, the tummy drop, side Russian leg sweep. This could be all. Will this be all? No, no! No, it will not.
Boy, are they reaching down to get what they have to. Both men pulling it all stopped. Former World Wrestling Federation champion Bret the Hitman Hart. Guaranteed he wants this match bad, but not any worse than Mr. Perfect does.
Backbreaker. These two.
It's because Curt should have been champion.
Champions put their bodies on the line. These are career-shortening matches. Put a piece out of you. Let him go. Right in the perfect space.
That could be it.
My gosh, a lot of press. 1, 2, and a hand again.
Got his shoulder up. I feel like I'm in this match myself. And I'll tell you something. The Hitman, whether he's shown it a lot or not, he is favoring the Hitman.
Sharpshooter. He's going for the sharpshooter. He's going for it.
Oh, he grabbed his fingers. The ones that are wrapped.
By the left hand. And that hand has got to be damaged.
He knows that hand is hurt. Look at Mr. Perfect.
Oh. That's a heck of a sell there, Bret. Heck of a sell.
He is still relying on psychology. He remembers what I taught him. That's why he's there, because of me.
No, Bobby.
That doesn't even dignify a remark.
You don't have to say anything, Randy. We already know. And he's not going to let him do. See, the thing is, you can't do the sharpshooter. You can't do the perfect plex.
He couldn't execute it. Hardest blocking the suplex.
I don't remember this. He suplexes him outside. Oh, God, not the back. Oh, my God, you two. You two are driving me crazy. Oh, his back hit the ring apron. Oh, my gosh. I didn't remember that. Oh, my gosh. Of course, I don't really, I get so far into Curt's babyface run, and then I'm like, okay, I want to watch older stuff.
Whoever wins, it's going to be easy picking for Bam Bam.
Perfect's leg is injured. His leg is hurt. It's like purple. 1, 2. It's countered. It's countered. And yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I'm going to turn it down now, guys. Sorry. I was trying to turn it down before. Oh, okay. Well, I do know this, that Curt, he but I mean, Curt was a stand-up guy, and, they had to show that he was still a babyface. So he goes in, says a few words, but I mean, he, gets up in Bret's face, but I mean, he still extends his hand. Aww. Yeah, I like that. I really like that, you know. Like I said, the wrong man won, but, you know, it is what it is. Aww. And Curt was still a babyface, you know? Curt was still a babyface. But, like I said, the wrong man won, so, you know. And that's just my opinion, so. But, you know, Yokozuna wins the belt, as we all know. Alright, so, I'm gonna stop it, and I'm going to, catch you on the flip side, because we're gonna do Curt's last interview here, and then, we're gonna wrap this up, and I hope you enjoyed that match as much as I did, though, like I said, it's been a long time since I've really seen it, so. Alright, I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, guys, so I'm at 1 hour, 47 minutes and a second, so 1 second. I'll just tell you to hit play and you go ahead. There is no music here, so I don't think I have to turn it down at all. But, if you go ahead and hit play now, it's gonna be Yokozuna. Oh, sorry. Don't hit play yet. It's gonna be a little bit of Yokozuna, and then they go back to Terry Taylor and he talks to Mr. Perfect. So, go ahead and hit play now.
Oh, what a situation. There's a chance.
He's done what no other guy can done.
Well, I mean, Hogan would go to WCW anyway,
Go now backstage to Terry Taylor.
so it didn't matter.
Mr. Perfect, do we have a word for the people of Coliseum Video? I know you're disappointed. It was a great match. It's too bad there had to be a loser. How do you feel? I mean, King of the Ring and Bret Hart. What do you mean? How do I feel? Of course I don't feel like $1 million after just getting defeated. Bret Hart's a great wrestler. I've had many matches with him in the past. I injured my back and my fingers a little bit, and I'm sure Bret Hart's not feeling too good either. But to tell you the truth, I just do not talk about it. Coliseum Video or not, I'm out of here, Mr. Perfect. You just keep your eyes open on Mr. Perfect. I'll show you what Perfect's all about. Can't hardly blame him. Great match. He came up short. Let's throw it back to the ring.
Okay, hit pause. Should be at 1:47:51. Yeah, I mean, it's a heartbreaker that Bret won. I know they wanted Bret to have the belt at SummerSlam, but I mean, no offense, guys, it should have been Curt. There's no reason why it couldn't have been. And I just don't think that they would, let Curt have that belt. And that's a shame, because Curt had so much talent. Yeah, he was hurt, but I mean, he proved himself tonight. Well, not tonight. He proved himself that night, against Bret Hart, that he could hang with Bret. And I just think, I really just think the wrong person won. Again, they could have spent time, giving the belt back and forth to to each other for the next year and a half. But I mean, this was just rotten. I think it was a great match, but it was just rotten how it ended. And I don't usually say that about this stuff, because I really respect Bret Hart. He's a great athlete. He really did give Curt a run for his money, but, just a shame that this had to end like this. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put everything away and I will catch you on the flip side. Okay, guys. So we're just going to wrap up here. I just want to say a few words because I think it warrants it. Like I said, guys, I have always believed that the wrong man won. And, you can disagree with me till you're blue in the face. That's fine. It's just, unfortunately, I would have liked to have seen, Curt win. I really would have loved that. I think it would have been, awesome if he could have won that. And then, of course, went on to, Survivor Series and stuff, or not Survivor Series, SummerSlam. If he had gone on to SummerSlam and actually came back and won it, the belt, and had the belt for a little bit, and I've put this on X before, I think, he doesn't get his just rewards because, I just think that, I just think that they didn't use, I think they kind of screwed Curt in a way, because he was just as good as Bret. I just think that, And everyone says, oh, well, it was his back. Yeah, but I mean, guys, he just had a heck of a match with Bret Hart at King of the Ring. So, I mean, you can't blame it on Curt's back. I think this was just Vince being Vince and not letting, Curt get his due rewards and his, because he paid his dues. He paid his dues, he was in it in 88 and, went on to, for several years. He was, he was hurt, but I mean, but Bret was hurt too. Bret had some injuries during this whole time, so you can't just blame it on, oh, well, Curt had a back injury. I don't think that was it. I think this was just politics. Someone was politicking backstage, and I just think Curt got the brunt of it. And it's not fair. It's definitely not fair. Like I said, if Curt had won King of the Ring 1993, gone on to SummerSlam and beaten Yokozuna, became the champ, there's no reason why at Survivor Series or even at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania that he couldn't give the belt back to Bret. I probably would have done it for like WrestleMania 10, made it like Curt versus Bret, round 3 now? It'll be like round 3. I could see that, but again, he was doing the whole Lex Luger trying to be Hogan, and Lex Luger didn't have any of the charisma that Hogan had. I mean, I don't even like Hogan, but Hogan is Hogan. I mean, Lex Luger will never ever measure up to Hulk Hogan. It couldn't happen, but because Hogan betrayed Vince and went off to WCW, it is what it is. I'm so disgusted at how they handled this, especially because Curt was a babyface. He could have carried this company. I'm not saying he could have been Hulk Hogan. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they could have had a Mr. Perfect, and taken them to new heights, a new era could have begun. And like I said, Bret Hart didn't have to go down the mid card. He didn't have to go back down the card. He could have, stuck with Curt and had some really great matches like they just had at King of the Ring. So King of the Ring and of course SummerSlam 1991, they did go the distance. And they could do it again. And they could main event, and I'm sure those ratings for WrestleMania 10 would have been freaking awesome. I'm telling you. If it wasn't for that whole Hogan thing at WrestleMania 9, I'm sure they could have done it at WrestleMania 9. And instead of Lex Luger and Curt, it could have been Curt and Bret for the belt. However you want to see it, or however you want to kind of put it in there, the storytelling is already there. You already have two guys that were facing each other, if you put Curt versus Bret at WrestleMania 9, it could be for revenge for SummerSlam 91. And that's kind of what King of the Ring was, but it wasn't. What you do is you have Curt win at WrestleMania 9 and then have, King of the Ring could have been Bret versus Curt for the King of the Ring. Bret becomes the King of the Ring and then or like make, not Bret versus Curt, but make Bret the King of the Ring, and then at SummerSlam, Bret could get the belt back. And then at WrestleMania 10, you make it round 3 or round 4 for Bret and Curt. And again, you have two great athletes going the distance, guys. These guys were not just, they weren't jacked up guys looking for their money in WWF. They really cared about wrestling. They were second generation wrestlers, and this is why. They cared about the business. They wanted to bring the wrestling back into it. Curt makes a statement during a promo. It says on the outside, it says wrestling. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring the wrestling back to it. And it just seems like, Vince was all, oh, let's do Lex Luger because he's all jacked up. Well, but Luger couldn't wrestle. That's the thing. And I don't care what anyone says, Luger was never in Curt's league. Ever. Not when he came into WWF and not when he was in WCW. Curt was beyond his league. And that's because Curt was second generation. Curt could do this stuff in his sleep. He could, I'm sure Curt's probably forgotten more wrestling than Luger could do or learn. you know, in his entire career. Curt probably forgot most of that stuff because it was his life. It was his, you know, raison d'être. That's French. But it was his niche. It was what he was meant to do. Curt was meant to do this because he couldn't play football. He ruined his knees. But even though I still think Curt would have probably gone into wrestling even if he couldn't play football. I still think he would be that top wrestler. He was second generation. His dad begged him to go in. I can't see Curt not doing wrestling. I think, and even if his knees were great in football and he was a great football player, I still think he would come to wrestling. Just like The Rock, he's third generation and he still came into wrestling. So, and The Rock had an injury. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get it, but that doesn't mean anything. So this is the end of our episode, guys, and thank you so much for hanging in. I do, like I said in the last episode, I do have some bonus content coming. Now, it probably will already be out there and available for you. I'm going to go ahead and record it sometime within the next couple of weeks here. This is April 13th that I'm actually recording this. So everyone tune in to Pro Wrestling Talk. Now, this will probably already be done because this episode won't come out till May. So, but if you could all just tune in to Pro Wrestling Talk because this is April 13th that I'm recording this. We are doing next week, we just reviewed WrestleMania. So next week we are doing my birthday bash and we're going to do the Montreal Screwjob. Yes, we're going to talk about the Montreal Screwjob. So if you could tune into that, that's great. And I'll see you back here for episode 34. We're going to do Survivor Series 1989. So this is Rick Rude was captain, Curt was with him, and the Rougeau brothers. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But you know, I have more content still coming out, guys. So if you can tune into Pro Wrestling Talk, it is 8 p.m. Eastern time every Saturday night, unless we tell you otherwise. And then also, I want to just give a little plug here to my other channel called Black Magic Talk. That is, we record on Monday nights, and then usually Tuesday afternoonish is when the, stuff gets uploaded. So if you're interested in that, check out my other channel. It's Mrs. Witchy Perfect. You can search it on YouTube if you want to. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Charlie Brown Politics. If you could tune into his channel, I know he's been working, and hasn't been really recording, but, check him out. He's really great on politics. Check out Heartlands Media, Kit Cabello. I call him my friend. Lucky enough to call him my friend and have for a while now. He's really helped me boost, my show. He's also boosted, me to another level. So, I have 3 podcasts, guys. I have this one, I have Pro Wrestling Talk, and then I have, Black Magic Talk. So really great things happening for me. And if it wasn't for Kit Cabello, I don't think I'd be where I am. So thank you so much, Mr. Cabello. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. It's really an honor to call you my friend. I respect you as a person, and I can't even imagine not having Kit as my friend. I really, really respect him and appreciate everything he's done for me and my channel. He had me on his show. So if you can, I'm pretty sure he has that somewhere on his his YouTube there if you want to check that out, or you can check it out on Rumble. I think he has it on Rumble too. But guys, this is all for me. Thank you so much for listening. If you can become a Patreon supporter, for as low as $1 a month, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my Patreon to, level off a bit, kind of boost that up a bit. I'm trying to get one for Black Magic Talk if you'd like to, do that. But, right now I only have the Curt Hennig podcast. So, if you can, guys, like I said, for $1 a month, if you can spare it, please do so. Really trying to boost everything. And like I said, if you can spare $3 a month, I would really love to, have people ask me questions, send in questions to my email, and do that. If you can spare $5 a month, guys, great. And I would really love to do a behind the scenes, where I get all dolled up and you get to see me, in real, 3D. You need to, you get to see a real video of me sitting here talking into a microphone. I think it's pretty cool. Of course, you get all the bloopers too, at $5. $5 a month. I mean, if you can, please do so. Again, you get all kinds of perks. You'll get behind the scenes, plus you get the blooper reel, which, I'm willing to put, one together. Trust me, I have a bunch of bloopers going on there. Cause I screw up, it happens. We're all human, but I myself have always loved blooper reels and love watching people screw up. So, like I said, if you can give, please do so. If not, I understand, but, I'm trying to boost my Patreon supporter right now, or support. So if you can give, please do so. Link will be in the description field. You might have to copy it into a web browser. If you can, go to my community page. The links are there. And you actually can click on them. So, it'll just take you to the page, and then you can choose whatever tier you want. So I have $1, $3, $5, and $10. And $10, I'm telling you guys, if you can do $10, that's awesome. But not only that, but I would love to do a live patron show for you guys, so that you can know more about me and, how I came to my wrestling positions, and, you just get to learn more about me and my life, and why I like Curt Hennig, and why I started this podcast in the first place. So I think that's it's something that Kit does. He does Patreon shows, and I would love to do them too. I just, unfortunately, just don't have anybody that is willing to, help me out there. So like I said, if you can, great. If you can't, if you could just subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels, get me up to 100 on Rumble. I'm at 32,000 and something YouTube people. So, we're doing great work here. And I just think that, a little bit more support for the Patreon. If you can do it, great. And, I will read your name. Just like Kit does on his show, he reads all the names of his supporters on Patreon. So if you can, please do so. And then, like I said, you can ask me a question at $3, $5, you get everything. You can ask me a question, plus you get behind the scenes. And then at $10, you get all that, plus a Patreon show where you get to learn more about me. So, very exciting stuff coming up. Like I said, I will have that Rick Rude stuff coming out, because, I sort of been neglecting my Rick Rude fans. My Bret Hart fans, we just did SummerSlam 91 with Bret. And then of course we did, this King of the Ring. So definitely have the Bret Hart fans going. But I need to go back to the Rick Rude fans. So, thank you again for listening this far. And remember everybody, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody.